So our goal for today is to solve real-world scenarios by comparing and ordering and interpreting rational numbers using the number line. So let's see what we hear. We don't need link today. Words full of wisdom that someone important said and can make the reader get inspired. That was someone's famous. When you think of what inspire you, we're just gonna share. All right. What do you think inspire you? Give you a minute to think. All right. Who would like to share? Let's take the first one who raised her hand. All right, Alana, go ahead. I mean, Selena. I mean, Alana, you first. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, Selena, go ahead.
Something that inspires me is some kind of people because they tell me like how to do good stuff and like good things.
That's correct. Anybody else? Omar?
When something inspires you, like when I was a young kid, I would watch shows and then I would see quotes and people fighting with confidence, and that would inspire me sometimes.
Good share. Who else would like to share? Last two. Should I call in? How about Briar, since you're with me in the other side? Briar, what inspire you? Or what will inspire you guys? Anyone? No one would like to share anymore? So I guess Pure Deck will work better, right? You guys are writing. All right, Tiffany, Jane?
Art.
Good choice.
I like seeing art and then trying to mimic it my best. Trying.
Thank you. Alana?
I try to do that sometimes.
Read people's actions.
Okay. So you guys are not, all of you are not really, most of you are not really that inspired today, huh? Didn't that snow outside inspired you to like go outside and play? How about Serena? Sandy? What makes you quiet today, people? Alright? Vicky, what do you mean by mimic?
Never mind.
See, and said as long as they don't pass up on their own, it's okay. What does that mean? Can you like expand that saying? Or you're talking something else in the chat? So at this point, I want everyone to go to Savas, right? So everyone should be in Savas and we should be on the same page. You should be, guys, in example 1, and we should be you don't need to play yours first. I'm gonna ask you to move it to the second later on. So this is supposed to be like after this we go grouping and then go work together, but I guess we can't do that. So let's try to play this.
How can you plot rational numbers on a number line? Think about this question during the lesson. Any number that can be written as the quotient of two integers is called a rational number. A rational number can be written in the form a divided by b or negative a divided by b, where a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. What is an example of a number that is in the form a divided by b or negative a divided by b? An example is 3/5 or negative 8/9. For a rational number a divided by b, why is b not equal to 0?
Anybody could answer that question? Why do you think b should not be equal to 0?
Because b is a negative number.
Because b is a, what do you say again? Because b is a negative number?
Yeah, because it's a negative number.
All right. Omar?
Because it's a negative number, and because since it's a fraction, since it's the denominator, so its amount of parts there's gonna be, and it's not equal to 0, because well, it's what am I saying? It's a negative number, and then the parts. Okay, I can't explain that part.
But b here are just the denominators. So it says that b should not be equal to 0. Why is that b should not be equal to 0? Let me ask Briar.
Because when a number like that has like when a fraction like that has I don't know how to explain.
I know you have an idea. Andy, help out.
Maybe because A has to be divided by B.
Okay. So b should not be 0 because
Because you cannot divide like 0 by something.
you cannot.
What if A was 0? So then you can't like divide that by 0.
So what if a is 4 and b is 0? What's gonna happen?
It's gonna be 4.
So 4 divided by 0 is 4.
Wait, no, it's 0. Yeah, 0.
So that's why they said that why b is not equal to 0. It should not be equal to 0 at all, right? Or else the answer will never be there, because it's just a numerator divided by the denominator. It's just like dividing it. So 8 divided by 0 is undefined. We could not do that, correct? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what they explain. So it's clarify what we're thinking.
The fraction a over b means a divided by b, and division by 0 is not defined.
So is that clarifies? We're gonna like, why are you dividing by 0? What is that for? Actually, in reality, if you have 4 candy and you divide it by 0, you're not dividing anything at all. You still have your stuff. So that's why it's not defined. Okay.
Rational number can be a whole number, fraction, or decimal. Why is a whole number also a rational number?
Can someone tell us that? Why is a whole number also a rational number? Go ahead, Alana.
Maybe it's because it's not 0, because like it could have the opposite that is the equal units away from 0.
Okay, that's good.
Selena?
A whole number can also be a rational number because like it could be like part of a fraction.
What is a rational number? Let's go back to that. What is a rational number? A number that can be what? If you remember in the beginning. Micah?
A whole number, fraction, or decimal.
A whole number. If a rational number is a number, Tiffany, go ahead. You first. Tiffany Jiang.
A rational number could be both negative and positive, but also have a fraction.
A rational number could be written as fraction. So if I have a whole number, which is 8, my favorite number of the day, how can I write 8 as a fraction?
8 over 1.
So 8 over 1. Very nice. So 8 over 1 is also a fraction, and that's a rational number. That's why a whole number is also a rational number, because it could be written as a fraction with over 1.
Any whole number is a rational number because it can be written as a fraction with a denominator of 1. Find and position -4/3 and -1.5 on the number lines.
You can plot numbers on horizontal or vertical number lines.
Here is one way. Use a horizontal number line to plot -4/3. You can think of -4/3 as which mixed number? How can you write -4/3 as a mixed number?
How could we write that?
Select your answer.
Tiffany? Tiffany? You unmute. Tiffany, how about your answer for this? Oh, Tiffany, I don't know. I couldn't hear. Okay, Omar?
The other way to writing is -1 1/3.
Do you agree to that, Andy? Anybody disagree or agree to his answer?
I agree with Umar because 4/3 can be turned into 1 1/3.
What is it? The negative you have to put in. All right, so let's try that if you're correct.
-4/3 is equal to -1 1/3. Divide the units on the number line into thirds and find 1 1/3 to the left of 0. Plot the point -4/3. Here is another way. Use a vertical number line to plot -1 5/10. You can think of -1 5/10 as a mixed number. -1 5/10 is equal to -1 5/10 is equal to -1 1/2. Divide the units on the number line into halves and find 1 1/2 below 0. Plot the point -1 5/10.
So where do you think will be? It is between what? He's here, right? It's already plotted there. That's good. Okay, let's go here.
Rational numbers are associated with unique points on a number line. Each unique point can be written as either a fraction or as a decimal. Equivalent fractions and decimals are different ways of writing the same number.
All right, so later on I'm gonna ask you to go to number 2. You're gonna work on this question. All right, it's right there.
How can you find and position -5/4 and -1 75/100 on the number lines? Write -5/4 and -1 75/100 as mixed numbers. Then plot the points on the number lines.
I'll give you a minute to do it on your own, and then we'll talk about it. All right, who could tell me how we're gonna write -5 over 4 as a mixed number? Go ahead, Ilana.
I put it as 1 1/4 because 5 goes into 4 one time, and then there's 1/4 left over, so it'd be 1 1/4.
So -1 and 1/4.
Oh yeah, negative.
Yes. All right, how about the other one? Are we gonna have a -1.75? How would they write that in fraction 2? So yes, Selena, that's a mixed number.
-1 3/4.
-1 and
3/4.
Oh, I like the pen here. It smells nice. All right, so what will I do to plot this? What will we do to plot the first one? -1 and 1/4. Where will I put them? Tiffany? Is that Tiffany or Omar raising hand?
I have my hand raised.
Okay, go.
Can you ask the question again?
Where will I plot -1 and 1/4?
You plot -1 and 1/4 between 1 and between 2.
Between -1 and -2, not just 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is over here.
-1 and -2.
But how will I know which one?
You have to create fourths.
I have to create fourths like that. So that's 4 groups. And then where will I put my dot?
You'll put it at the first one, the first
here
four.
or here? Yeah. This one?
Yeah.
So this one is here. I'm not gonna write it, but you know that that is for that number, okay? All right. So you guys work on this page on your page, and I'm gonna look at it. Let's go to exercise number 2. in yours, it's already together. Mine, I have to look. All right. I'm gonna make it. Let's read this.
Haru was asked to compare and order 3 rational numbers. Show how he can use less than, greater than, or equals to compare 2/3, 1 75 hundredths, and negative 75 hundredths. Then order these numbers from least to greatest.
So click each point to reveal the answer. I give you a minute to think and we'll see what's going on. So we will read it again while you're thinking. Haru was asked to compare and order 3 rational numbers. Show how we can use the less than sign, the greater sign, or equal sign to compare 2/3, 1.75, negative 0.75. Then order these numbers from least to the greatest. What will you do first in this situation? Actually, they already plotted the points, right? So let's see what it is. So it says negative 0.7 is negative number, so it is the farthest to the left of the number line. Okay, so this one is positive, that's why it's closer here. And it says 2/3 is between 0 and 1. And negative 1.75 is between 1 and 2. And it's positive. It's negative, it has to go on the other side. Okay, let's go to the next.
Haru was asked to compare and order 3 rational numbers. Show how he can use less than, greater than, or equals to compare 2/3, 1 75 hundredths, and negative 75 hundredths. Then order these numbers from least to greatest.
So with that, we already know that those are the positions of the numbers, and here is the organizer. Can I use the greater sign to? When will I use the greater sign to compare this? Here it uses that sign, less than sign, to order from least to the greatest. But when will we use the greater sign? Tiffany? Oh, Alana?
I think you'd use the greater sign when you're comparing 2 numbers, but for them they put it as the first thing because 2/3 is greater than the negative 1/4, but 1 75 hundredths is greater than 2/3.
Okay, when we're comparing it, which one is the greater one from least to the greatest? We also reverse this if it asks us from greatest to least. So that's why we also we could use the other sign, but we reverse our numbers. All right. All right, on your own, I want you to do this on your page. We're
If
on the same
1/4
page.
is ordered within the list of numbers, 2/3, 1 75 hundredths, and negative 75 hundredths, between which 2 numbers would it be placed?
Go ahead. I'll give you a minute to work on it. Another minute for you to 30 seconds to work on, and then I want to see some of the answers. So let's see here. You said, oh, that's funny. Briar, let me see what you got. Briar, can you expand what does this mean? So if 1/4 is ordered between the list of numbers 2/3, 1.7, and 0. Where could you find it? Briar, can you tell us something about this?
We can find it
So you're putting it between 0 and 2/3. Why between 0 and 2/3?
because 1/4 is greater than 0 and smaller than 2/3.
So 1/4 is smaller than 2/3. That's a good answer. All right, thank you, Briar. Let's go to the next one. Whoever is done. Only 2. I'm gonna go back to somebody else answer? Guys, you're not done with
I'm
this one?
almost done. I'm almost done. I just
You're
have to
almost
finish
done?
writing for question 3.
Oh, I finished.
Okay, cool. Let me see who's this one. Sunny, can you tell us something about this?
My thing is still loading. It's taking a long time to load.
Oh,
Miss
even mine.
Gangora.
Even mine, I have to like wait and load it a little while. So, Sunny, can you read this for us? Can you expand this for us?
If 1/4 is ordered within the list of these numbers, it will be placed between negative 0.75 and 2/3 because 1/4 is equals to 0.25 in decimal. 1/4 is less than 2/3 and 1/4 is greater than negative 0.75.
Anyone agree or disagree on this one? You guys are good with the explanation, right?
I
Okay.
agree with Sunny because 2/3 is greater than 1/4, and negative 0.75 is less than 1/4, so it'll be between those two.
Yes, and Annie said, yeah, I agree. So let's go to this one. So let's go to our third one. Now I know I should have opened it. Oh, he already answered this.
At 10 p.m. one winter night, the temperature was negative 3 degrees Celsius. At midnight, the temperature was negative 7 degrees Celsius. Use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the two temperatures and explain their relationship.
You could manage to do this on your own, right, guys? All right, so work on the third one. If I'm
done.
You're already done. That is so quick.
Yes.
That's cool. All right, guys, keep working. I'm gonna go back again to that because I went to Sunny's answer. So here,
Look if I do the material that's due on Sunday. Friday.
Sam and Rashida are
nice.
scuba diving. Use less than, greater than, or equals to compare the two depths and explain their relationship.
So Sam swims negative 25 feet or 25 feet below sea level. Rashida swims negative 40 feet or 40 feet below sea level. All right. So this is what we had before.
At 10 p.m. one winter night, the temperature was negative 3 degrees Celsius. At midnight, the temperature was negative 7 degrees Celsius. Use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the two temperatures and explain their relationship.
Already over. I know. What time is period over? Over in 2 minutes. So I'll see you guys period 3. All right, we'll work on this later on. This is supposed to be our grouping, but we did not work on it. So I'll see you guys later. All right, I'm giving you permission to leave. All right, bye bye, guys.
Okay, bye.